Today, we're going to talk about regret and how God wants to turn your regret into a successful, surviving story. So, to anyone that listens to my voice right now, battling with regret, the shadow of regret in your back, you cannot find peace. God is telling you, I can turn your story into a surviving, a successful story. Let me in. So, a few years back, I met a fellow that was dealing with the sexual transmitted disease called HIV. And so when he was telling me that story, and I was finding myself wondering why was he telling me that? Then I realized that people that battling with regrets sometimes don't like to share that experience with the family member, friends, or people that know them for the fear of judgment and stigma, and also for fear of people telling them, why did you make that decision? So therefore, they stay with that burden. So when this man was telling me that story, two things I was able to come up with is that I will pray for you, for God to heal you. And I will pray for God to give you peace. And so after that, I didn't hear from this man again, but anytime that I remember him, I always put a prayer for him. Now, what we consider regret. Many people consider that story a regret. They wish that maybe they shouldn't have met that person that gave them that disease. Or the blood transfusion. Maybe they should have said, no, I don't want that blood transfusion. Maybe they should have said, I don't want to share that needle with you. Because these experiences, people catch HIV like that. But the shadow of regret stays with that person. What if? Now, other people have experienced where a marriage relationship, where that partner ruined their lives, and they wish that they never met that partner. Or some others, it's the fact that they ruined their youth by meeting the wrong crowd, by taking drugs, and now they are in prison for half of their lives. What if? Some people, it's education. They did not finish high school, and they wish they had finished high school because now they would have a better jobs. But today I'm here to tell you, God is telling you, I can turn that regret into a success, into a survivor story. Let me in. So, as we all know, I have come to believe that we are spiritual being having a human being experience, or a spiritual being that is having a physical human being experience. So as we have these experiences, whether it's regret, whether it is error, mistake, failure, that we consider all that, these are details that is bring us closer to who we are as a human being. None of these experience is a loss to us. All this experience are learning tools that will make us be a better person, a person that is more weight than who we are, who we were 2 years or 1 year ago. So today God is saying to you, own your regrets. Own it. That's what God is telling you. God is saying today, sit with that regret and own the whole entire of that regret, but distribute the weight evenly. If when you make that regret or that mistake, what you call it, that you were a child, you know that your frontal lobe wasn't developed. So you own it and you distribute to say, I know that I made that mistake, but at that time, I didn't have the capacity to make the right choice. So therefore, you let yourself know, be truthful to yourself, that I own it. But at the same time, if I knew what I knew today, I would have never made that mistake. So own it and then make a pact to yourself that you will never go that route again, because now you know better. So for everything, every mistake or every regret that you have to sit with it and own it. And a lot of time why the shadow of regrets are in our back is because we never take accountability for our actions. Because either we wrestle with our being saying that I am not responsible for that, because 50-50 is not your responsibility, therefore you cannot. But the body is wrestle with you. But the minute you take ownership to say, I am responsible for this being, therefore whatever come, truth, good or bad, it is unto me. And then so you distribute the consequences evenly by saying, yes, I made that mistake, but I didn't have the full capacity to know better. But now I know better, I will not do it. So God is telling you, own it, and I will turn your regret into a surviving stories that people will learn from you. Because as of right now, we know some people that are making the same mistake or the same regret that you made 2 years ago. But you survive. So you survive, so therefore you can move to your next assignment. And that person just in the step 1. So by your surviving story, you can teach that person how to be a survivor. By your experience, you can teach that young kid to not go to that route. By your experience, you can teach that woman that marry or that man that married the wrong partner to tell that partner, hey, I can tell you how to not see the red flags. Don't go into this because I'm a survivor. So today, God is calling you. I want to turn your regret into a successful surviving story. Let me in, and I will take the weight on your shoulder. I will remove that shadow of your back. So trust God and know that you can be free from that. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.